What's going on, Aquarius? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Drive. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just the best, Aquarius. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy how yourself has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Cause it's General Energy Weekly Spread. Now, I didn't quite care for that jig. I've been just grooving all week there. That could have been better, Aquarius. I'll deliver it next time. But with this weekly spread, whenever you happen to come across this video, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Aquarius. So I'm going to pull a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we will get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? Thank you. And in case if y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that like watching Aquarius, so definitely check them out. Very cool group. I think you'd really enjoy them. But let's get into your first card here. Ooh, we're dreaming big, Aquarius, because you got the 7th card of Cancers here, which is the Fairy Tale card. And with this card, this is a card of Believe the Impossible, Daydreams, Romantic Ending, Universal Archetypes, Hopeful, Magic, Unicorns and Rainbows, Aspire, Happily Ever After, Fanciful, and Stories We Tell. And the energy that's coming through here, Aquarius, is the Daydreams. And I'm almost feeling like for some that there has been this energy of maybe we've been kind of out of it as of late. Maybe we've been just sort of like, just been kind of, I don't know, it's like we're just getting maybe kind of lost in between that, you know, like when you daydream, just like when you're just kind of like just blank out in the space. And I feel that I almost feel like there may be some sort of, if you catch yourself doing it, I feel like paying attention to what you were doing, or maybe even what you were feeling or thinking about when that happened, you know, because I feel like there may be some messages in there for you. Daydreams, I feel like, are a very kind of interesting thing to happen, you know, when we just sort of like check out from this realm for a second. It's like you are, in a sense, I feel like kind of tuning into the divine in a way, but it's just one of those things. I feel like there's this like lack of awareness that it's happening, you know, that the consciousness has just sort of like left the body there for a second. It's just like maybe looking for some inspiration or maybe something along those lines. But I almost kind of feel, though, with this energy, though, we want to be kind of mindful of being caught up in the daydreams, though. Like, it's, because I almost feel like with you being a sign of the future, I feel like you're always thinking about what's happening next, you know, like what's going to be the next thing. And like where that is, that does have its place. I do feel like that there's a need for some to just make sure that we are kind of coming back to present. Because in order to get to achieve that future, it's going to be what you're doing in the present that makes that thing happen, if that makes sense. It's very interesting energy there. But let me get some tarot on this, see if we get some details. Thank you. Let's see what's going on here, Aquarius. Interesting. Okay. So you have the Ace of Pentacles and the Judgment card in reverse here. And then we have the Five of Swords and then the King of Swords upright here. let's talk about the King of Swords for a second, because I almost feel that there's this energy. I like how the King of Thrones in this deck, or excuse me, King of Thrones. Look at you. But I love how the King of Swords, he's throned like amongst the clouds. He's really looking from a real higher perspective here. And I feel that the way that you tap into your intuition is different, Aquarius. Because I feel like it's those flashes of inspiration. You know, Uranus brings that sort of like, you know, one of your rulers brings that sort of like sudden like burst of like, ooh, I wonder if, or and I almost feel that there's a need, almost with like the Five of Swords, because the Five of Swords can be like, what I'm getting is like other people's perspectives. And I almost feel like that maybe for some, like, because you are a sign of networking. And I feel that your inspirations maybe come from connecting with others. And maybe that there have been some who've, it's like almost like considering the ideas that are coming through. And that's what almost I feel like is coming through these daydreams here, that there's opportunities here that are maybe being presented in that, but it's just like, it's not that we're missing it, but I just feel like that maybe we're just like, it's not, it's almost like we're not seeing it maybe, but, I might need to get a little bit more on this Ace of Pentacles here, but I'm even kind of getting with like the Judgment card here. There's a need to, because the Judgment cards deals with that, like that really kind of that rebirth is what's happening. And I almost feel like that's what we're sort of looking for, like that almost like that epiphany. And I feel like that it's somewhere, the wisdom is somewhere in that space where you kind of tune out a little bit. There's a need to, oh, I wish I had the words for it. It's like a need to like tune into what's going. I'm like, let me get a little bit more on this Ace of Pentacles. Let me see if I can find the words to that. Because it almost feels like with the Ace of Pentacles that we may not be taking advantage of maybe the opportunities maybe from, or the ideas maybe from others that's kind of coming through here, and that maybe we're just like, yeah, let me get a little bit more on that before I get into that. Thank you. Interesting. All right, Aquarius. So the Ace of Pentacles is clarified by the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and then the Strength card here. Your opposite sign, or the sign opposite of you, Leo. And I'm almost kind of feeling with the Strength card here that maybe for some it's just like, it's not necessarily a confidence thing that's coming through. I almost feel like it's like a making use of the skills that we have, really kind of tapping into our strengths here, because I feel like there's this, again with the Eight of Wands, there's these messages I feel like that maybe are trying to come through here with the Eight of Wands, but there's a need to maybe kind of, I almost kind of feel with the King of Swords, maybe it's just like maybe there's a need to kind of let go of thinking that we maybe know more than what these opinions are that are kind of coming through here. And I feel like that if we can get to that place, that this would lead to this sort of like, and it's not to say that you don't know what you're doing, Aquarius, but I feel like there are more tools at your disposal than you might realize, and it's something that I feel like is kind of coming through here with the Five of Swords. It has something to do with others there, but yeah, I hope this makes sense, Aquarius. I think I'm going to move on from that, but because I feel like there's a better way of putting that. Because it's like kind of like, one more thing, because I think I may be kind of forcing it, but you see how with this Five of Swords here, it's like, it's almost like you see how these people are just sort of like walking away here a little disappointed. It's just like I feel like that this is like you have these swords at your disposal, but it's just like there's a couple that we're leaving on the ground here. That there's yeah, I think I'm gonna move on from that, Aquarius. But I hope that that makes sense. All right, let's get another oracle on the mix here. Because that's really kind of giving me almost like kind of high priestess vibes. Even there's like, and what I mean by that is it's like with the King of Swords. You know, he's a very logical, the most logical of the knight of the kings. But there's still that intuitive side of him. The sword represents his logic and his intellect, but that fist represents that that tuning into his intuition. You know, there's that emptiness. You know, because he still has both hands clenched. It's almost like that physical sword, and then that spiritual sword. You know, there's a need for that sense of balance there, and I feel like that it's like maybe through, I don't know, it's like when we just sort of check out for a second and just like kind of maybe think about. Let's move on, Aquarius. All right, all right. So you got the third card of Leo's here, which is the Inventor card. And with this card, this is a card of innovation, imagination, creative, gadgets, technology, groundbreaking developments, okay to fail, do it again and again, inspired ideas, setting trends, mastermind, and modern era. And the energy that's coming through here, Aquarius, is the inspired ideas. And that's where I kind of feel like is what's going on with this daydreams here. I feel like there's a need to, and maybe not let go of that we know best, but maybe just sort of like more so just sort of let go and, I don't know, finding ways. Because I feel like, again, it's like with Uranus energy. It's just like it's those, if you were to tap into, I really feel like if you were to, I feel like there may be like gold amongst, like, again, like with the Five of Swords being here, there may be like gold with like ideas or perspectives that others may provide for you here. And there's some wisdom that can come from that with the King of Swords, but there's a way. Because you're a very innovative sign, Aquarius. You know, you really know how to think outside the box. And I feel like there's something here. It's just like maybe it's taking, maybe we might not be considering these ideas from others because maybe it's just like that they seem a little too traditional, maybe. And then that's where you come in. It's just like it's not necessarily dismissing those ideas, but it's how do you take them and then throw your spin on it, maybe. And that's where I feel like kind of that Leo energy, the strength card is kind of coming into. It's like, you know, let's say for example, if someone was just like, oh, I don't know, let's build a telephone, and it's like instead of doing like the cups and the strings, you're building an actual telephone. Like that's a weird example, but let me get some tarot on this. Thank you. Let's see what's going on here, Aquarius. Interesting. All right, so you have the King of Wands in reverse here, and then we have the Four of Pentacles and then the Devil upright. And with the Four of Pentacles here, again, it's almost like I feel like it's kind of giving me sort of like what I was talking about with the with the Ace of Pentacles. It's like we have this reserve. it's almost like we have this like reserve of ideas and things that we're able to tap into here with the Four of Pentacles, but it's just like we're not making, there's not a, it's like we're not getting a game, like there's not a solid game plan that's going with the King of Wands here, because the King of Wands is one that he definitely plans stuff out here, but it almost feels like that we're just sort of just like going with the energies here. And that's interesting that's going on with the devil, like because the devil is Capricorn energy, and Capricorn deals, you know, they share a ruler with you, Saturn, and I'm almost kind of getting with this with the devil. It's just like there's, I don't know if it's the it necessarily, because when I think about Capricorn, they're the hardest working sign of the zodiac, you know, and I feel that there may be this energy of where it's like we have these ideas, but it's just like when we start thinking about the game plans here, maybe there's more work to it than we had planned, you know, because I feel like yours is a sign that really does think big and thinks about the future, but being that Saturn is one of your rulers, it's something that is going to take time, it is going to take work, and it is going to need like a solid type of plan here. I feel like, you know, there is a time for being able to kind of go with the flow, but there's still a need of structure as well. You know what I mean? But I kind of want to get a little bit more with this Judgment card and with the devil here, Aquarius. Hold on. Let me start with the Judgment card, because there's something there. Thank you. Let me see what's going on with the Judgment card. Interesting. Okay, so the Judgment is clarified by the Three of Wands upright. And I feel like in order for to maybe to be able to, I almost feel like in order to maybe get to this level of, maybe get to that next level, you know, and get to things where things are really kind of moving, there's a need to, I don't know, like really kind of maybe expand our mind here a little bit. Like I feel like it's it's almost like we're thinking, it's like we may even need to, in order to do this, it's just like maybe even kind of change the space where you might be doing this thinking, possibly, you know, maybe the energies have gotten a little, maybe a little stagnant here, or maybe it's like feeling confined here with the Four of Pentacles, and it needs to be more free. Maybe we need to go out in, like, maybe go buy some water possibly, and just really kind of sit there and again get in that sort of daydream type of state, and then just like, I don't know, maybe write this stuff down or something, or be in a place that inspires you, you know, or something along those lines. I feel like with the Judgment, so that we can really kind of get to this state of transformation here. But let me get a little bit let me get a little bit on the devil too. Because with the devil, this might be something here too. There might be maybe something that's blocking these inspired ideas as well, whether this be some sort of vice or something along those lines. Thank you. Yeah, so the devil is clarified by the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Cups up here in reverse, or excuse me, upright here, Aquarius. And I kind of feel like with the devil now, like there's something here that's maybe getting in the way of what you love, because the Knight of Cups, he's following his heart. You know, he's definitely working towards his happily ever after, getting his dreams come true and things along those lines. But there may be something here that is, you know, that's limiting this expansion here. Now, okay, that kind of changes things a little bit too with this Judgment card. It's, yeah, there's some sort of blockage, and I feel that we need to, I don't know, get a game plan with how to deal with this type of thing here, Aquarius. Very, very interesting energy here. All right. All right, let's get your last card. You know, you're getting ready to get to a real reflective time here soon, because Saturn, your ruler, is already retrograde, but Uranus is about to go retrograde on, if I remember correctly, I want to say on Monday, the 28th. So, yeah, you're gonna have a lot to think about there, Aquarius. Oh, yeah, wow. Yeah, you do, because here's your card. You got the eighth card of Aquarius here, which is the fish hook card. And with this card, this is a card of powerless, feeling helpless, paralyzed, vulnerable, trap, temptation, debate, con game, great catch, luck, prosperity, resourcefulness, abundance, and multiplication principle. And the energy that's coming through here, Aquarius, is the feeling helpless. And I'm not sure if this has something to do with maybe this devil situation, but I feel like that's what's maybe preventing this expansion, or for, because after the judgment card is the world, you know, your ruler Saturn is getting to that state of completion to where then we could start over again, Uranus energy, the fool. And if there's something that's got you maybe feeling helpless, maybe this is some sort of vice, maybe this is, and you know, maybe even with like the Five of Swords, maybe this is something where, maybe this is something even where too, like maybe you do have these ideas, but maybe others are maybe turning this down, and it's got your, maybe your plans are, I don't know, either they're being denied, like it, maybe they're even being like criticized possibly, or maybe there's just this energy of like with the feeling helpless, like with the King of Wands, maybe we're having troubles just formulating a plan even. I'm not sure, but there's a need. Whatever this is, I do feel like there is, it's just like, how can we get this state of power back? Because even thinking with Pluto, the judgment card, Pluto deals with power, and even like the strength card dealing with your confidence here, because that can be another thing. It's just like we're not feeling confident in how we might be moving in our actions here. Let me get some tarot on this, get some details. Okay, let's see what we got here, Aquarius. Interesting. Alright, so you have the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and then the Hanged One in reverse here. And I almost feel like for some, it's just like there's this, I feel like with the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands, these are pretty intense cards, and I feel like that there's been something that maybe has been kind of weighing heavy on us of late. You know, there's some burdens that we might need to release here. And with the Ten of Swords, it's just like we're trying to, I don't know, it feels like that we're trying to kind of catch up here or something along those lines. But it's like, it feels like with the Hanged One, it's like, it's, I almost feel like there's a need to, I don't know, it's like maybe kind of reevaluate how we're utilizing our energies, possibly, how we maybe are going about things, you know, because the Hanged One is one where it can be an energy of new perspectives here, but I feel like in order to, it's like once you, it's like, because it's like here, because you got three of the tens here, but it's like we're trying to bring things to a close, but it almost feels like we're trying to force this thing or something along those lines. And I feel like there's a need to, again, maybe kind of like maybe slow down a little bit and just sort of like reevaluate, especially since you had the King of Wands in reverse, to kind of reevaluate like our game plan here, to give things more structure. Things feel still sort of like Neptune energy, maybe very dreamy or something along those lines, and it needs to be a little more grounded possibly. But let me get a little bit more on this fish hook here. And maybe this energy, I almost feel like with the Hanged One, it's just like maybe we're realizing that there's, like, it's just like we have been, I don't know, it's like we've maybe just been sort of like, again, just kind of like been flying by the seat of our pants here, just been sort of just kind of winging it almost in a sense. But let me see what else you got here. All right, Aquarius. So last little bit here, you have the Ace of Swords in reverse, and then you have the Nine of Pentacles upright. And let's switch back over. Because if things have been just feeling, it's whatever this is that we may be kind of working on or maybe been kind of working towards. I almost feel like with the Ace of Swords, it's just like we're not really sure what, and I hope you understand how I mean this. It's just like we have like no idea what we're doing. You know, it's just like it's just sort of just like we have these ideas, but it's just like how do I go about manifesting them in a sense, you know? And with the Nine of Pentacles, you know, this is working towards your Empress energy here, working towards that, you know, really making the most of the abundance around you and really getting a structure. And, the Empress, Venus, deals with relationships as well. And so I feel like but I almost feel like there's a need to, the Nine of Pentacles is very kind of independent energy, and I feel like maybe there's a need to really kind of work on. There's something that's needing to be worked on here. We've been feeling helpless as of late, or something like that. It's like, and not even that. It's more so like, it's like we're trying to get towards that Empress energy, but I'm just like, again, I feel like the Ace of Swords is just like we're not really sure how, and I'm really kind of getting like this energy, a need to just sort of like really just kind of sit down and maybe just kind of like reflect in order to get this thing to a close here, because the only thing you're missing even amongst these tens here is just like the Ten of Pentacles, like it's just like the legacy in things, the foundation, the sort of just, it feels like it's just sort of out of reach or something along those lines. And all right, Aquarius. I hope that made sense, but I think I'm going to go ahead. I think I'm going to leave that there. But if anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. And share this, Aquarius, because I feel like I feel like this is a very common thing. It's not like and then listen, I know that this can feel, and maybe with the Five of Swords too, it's like maybe we feel that others maybe don't get it, but it's just like we're all trying to figure this thing out together, we're all sort of like, yeah, it's like there's this like sort of idea, it's like I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, but it's just like the how sometimes can be kind of tricky, and then there are times where it's like you can get into this place of just like rush and like desperation to try to figure this thing out, that I don't know, it's just like we're like how I'm trying to force it. It's just what it just kind of feels like. And I'm about to get back into your reading there. Share this, Aquarius, if you know somebody who might be kind of resonating with this, might be just kind of all up in their head, and I'm not sure, just really kind of thinking about these sort of bigger type of things. And then if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that bell button, and you get notified when I release videos each week. And then last little bit, since you got a little Cancerian energy here with that fairy tale card. If you got any Cancer in your placement, not that you need it, but if you got any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to the Chariot, friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans. You can be Rhonda. Sometimes she inspires me. It's a good old time. I actually got an idea with her that I think is going to be really funny. But all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise card here so I can get you out of here, Aquarius. And you got the Five of Cups in reverse here. And I almost feel like with the Five of Cups, I'm almost feeling like a need to really kind of be compassionate with yourself, because where the Five of Cups can be like a card of disappointment, and I feel that if we can learn to, again, just kind of be kinder with ourselves, because maybe we've been kind of harsh as far as like, not really having all the answers and not really sure where to go, and then like again, like kind of that feeling helpless, feeling inspired, and having these daydreams but not really sure what to do with them just yet. I feel like everything comes in divine timing. This is I feel like that's the trickiness with being ruled by such contradictory planets. Saturn takes time, and it takes momentum to kind of get built up, and Uranus energy is just like that. That sense of freedom. That sense of that future energy. And it's just like I feel like that stress of just like you're thinking towards the future, but it's taking so long. It's just like right within your grasp. That's a tough energy, I feel like, to kind of be in. But I feel there's, again, like just kind of like being present, more like I don't know, like it's like there's a sense of like being more present, and then we can see, instead of focusing on the things that haven't come yet, focus on the things that are here right now, kind of with those, like, you see those like those 3 cups may have spilled there, but you got 2 more behind you that you can work with. They may not be what you wanted to work with at the time, but eventually you'll just be able to just tap into that whole river there, Aquarius. I mean, you got the whole thing there. But let me get your oracle card so I can get you out of here. Thank you. I like that, Aquarius. So you have the Renew card in reverse here. And I feel like, and I know how this sounds, Aquarius, and it's not to say that things aren't going to come, but I feel like there is a renewal that is getting ready to come, especially, and I know this is a little bit off the line, but I feel like once Uranus, or once Pluto really kind of moves into your sign, I do feel like, because Pluto does bring about a deep type of transformation, I do feel like there is a renewal that's coming, and I feel like that this, where it's kind of like it's kind of like a matter of perspective here, because it's like, sure, we may not know where things are going right at this moment, but this gives you time to really kind of figure out who you want to be. Because I feel like if things come, I don't know, I feel like if we try to force, I don't want to put this. It almost feels like that all these things, if you've been feeling this energy, it's like, like, especially like the kind of feeling helpless, there's a metamorphosis, I feel like, that is getting ready to happen here, Aquarius. Like, especially really kind of during this Virgo season. I think that we're getting into like a real kind of reflective time, and with this like Mercury retrograde and all the planets about going retrograde. But there is something here, I kind of feel like, with the devil that is maybe getting in the way of this renewal. That may be part of this thing, and I feel like it's finding what things that we need to let go of, that are getting in the way of this getting to that next level, of getting to that completion, of being able to ground whatever these inspired ideas or something along those lines. But it's like a letting go of just like how we may have operated before, or just like there's like maybe like a something we're gonna have to really kind of ask within Aquarius, and figure out, what needs to change here. But it's like we're shedding an old skin. But I think I'm gonna leave that there. So I hope that made sense. But you stay safe out there. Try not, all these daydreams, and, feeling, and if we've just been kind of like with like sort of low self confidence here, just kind of thing with the strength card and things, just stay safe out there, Aquarius. You raise your vibration to the roof. Maybe this is something where, just raise your vibration to the roof, and be compassionate with yourself. Again, we're all trying to figure out what this is, and maybe we're just trying to figure out too, with this Renew card, what a new you kind of looks like. But I will catch you on the next one. Later.